One now, so now we go. Here we go, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. And here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
Scientists were able to mimic Nessie Amun's voice by recreating his mouth and vocal cords with a 3D printer. It allowed them to produce a single sound.
The morning stream. Circuits, don't fail me now.
Welcome, everybody, to the morning stream. It is TMS for Monday, November 23rd. 2020 is still the year. I'm Scott Johnson, and I'm here with Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott. Welcome back.
Thanks, dude. 6 days away. Well, 6.5 if we count the driving. And it was great. I had a great time. Chilled out, recharged. It's so funny, though, because one of the things I like to do a lot when I'm out of town or if I'm on quote-unquote vacation is I like to draw more. Like, not less, but more. And so a lot of people start seeing all this stuff thrown up on social media of art I'm doing, and they're saying,
I thought you were on vacation.
Yeah, I thought you were on vacation. What's this? I'm like, it's not always work. Sometimes you do this for, it's therapeutic. It's cathartic. It's, creative and whatever.
You need something to do while Kim is surfing the hotel television to see if they have the Hallmark channel. So you break out the Procreate and...
Brian, I could tell you some stories about that. I really could. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and tell you one story.
Yeah, tell me some stories about that.
She's in the other room, and we're getting ready to go get some wood fire pizza, which I'll talk about in a second, which I've never had before and now can speak to. And I talked a little bit to you guys on Film Sack, but I'm going to bring it up here again.
Yeah.
So we're I'm in the other room, just kind of getting ready, looking in the mirror. One other thing I want to say, so we have a timeshare, and we found the furthest one out in the middle of nowhere where nobody is. But they're all over the country. There's 2 in Vegas, and we always try to use these wherever we go. Anyway, I don't know why, but I think these timeshares must mostly get like Asian tourists because they are on average shorter than me. By a large amount. So everything like the sinks and the freaking mirrors and the shower heads and the beds and the furniture and the kitchen table, all of it is like 4 feet shorter than it needs to be for a guy my size.
But they're not the ones decorating it. They're just the ones using it for a week, right?
Right. I don't mean they're decorating
Or is the person who bought the timeshare and set did all the interior design, are they also maybe vertically challenged?
Well, that's a good question. I think they tailor it to their most common denominator, right?
Gotcha, sure.
So I think that's what's going on. But I'm in there all hunched over trying to brush my teeth with the equivalent of like a stool. Like that's how low it is. It's so stupid. But anyway,
down on all fours, brushing my teeth as you do.
Yeah, as you do. And I hear Kim in the other room flipping channels, and she's just waiting for me to be done so we can go. And I hear what sounds like a Hallmark movie because I'm hearing some Christmas movie music. Sure, and that stuff's going 24/7 right now. That's what they do.
I'm a busy executive. I don't have time for Christmas. Did you hear that? Did you hear that phrase?
Yeah, well, so here's what's funny. You're right on the trail here because what I said was, I said, hey, what is that, Hallmark Channel? And she goes, yes, like that. That was her tone. And I go, let me guess. She goes, shut up. I said, hold on, let me guess. This will be fun. I said, all right, it's a lady this time. She's a big city something. I don't know what, though. Maybe an ad executive or like some kind of singer, pop singer or something like that. And she has just had it, man. The rat race is tearing her to pieces. She just needs to get away. And she finds this little town that no one had heard. And I'm saying all this really loud in the other room.
Yes.
This little town no one's heard of. It's probably called Christmas Town or something like that. And she meets a guy in plaid. I'm sure he's wearing plaid. And he owns like the local coffee shop or something like that, and it's going to all turn out great. And she's like, shut up. She's all still irritated. So right. I get out of there, and I go into the living room. It's still on, and I'm not kidding you. She is a current pop singer who has had enough of the rat race of the pop singer world. Sure. Has moved to a little town. It wasn't called Christmas Town. It was called something else, but went there just to get away.
Holidayburg.
Yep, Holidayburg. Met a bunch of people, made some friends along the way, met a guy who owned a candy shop who wore plaid when he met her.
Of course.
And this was exactly as I had described it from the bathroom. My wife had the most annoyed look on her face. for the next hour and a half or whatever it was. So anyway,
So get this.
Yeah.
Tina tells me yesterday that she's done watching, at least for now, watching any of the Real Housewives shows because I guess one of them's back from their season hiatus and they're in COVID times.
Yeah.
And they're anti-mask probably because, it hides the $1 million of work they've done on their faces. Maybe there's, some sort of reaction that
right. You
silicone,
don't
Botox has.
You don't put a blanket on top of your Jaguar. You want to show that off.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
I get it.
And their political leanings maybe are not in the same direction that most of us are. Most of us in the country, judging by the popular vote.
Sure.
So I think she said she's done with the Real Housewives shows.
Did she sample it all, or did she try to sample the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City that I think is on now?
There is not a Real House. Is there really a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Yeah, Housewives. It may not have aired yet. Hold on. Of Salt Lake City. Here it is. The Real Housewives, Bravo. Here's the Bravo site. When did it start?
Stacked Vanessa says, yeah, there is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're all embarrassed here. 100% not cool, not down with this at all. We're not happy about it.
I love it.
Because I'm sure it's terrible. I'm sure it's ridiculous. So I don't even want to know. I don't want to know, but I'm just curious if Tina has glanced against it and seen it. Or if she...
I don't think she has. And now I'm curious. Now I kind of want to watch it.
I don't even know if I could do it. I don't know if I have the constitution to sit there and do it. I don't know if I can.
I think it's just a matter of you watch it for science. Like, you're not going to continue watching this show. You know that it's not going to become a regular in your Apple TV. Hey, a new episodes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is on. Do you want to watch that? Or the latest episode of Mandalorian?
Right, but, there's any choice there. Like, there's any competition for me.
Exactly. Please tell me that Aaron of the morning stream with Todd and Aaron is one of the Real Housewives. Please tell me. Please.
Missed opportunity. He's not in there. Or she's
because they always have to have some local celebrity, don't they?
So my understanding is these people are like, I don't know if they're local celebrities, but maybe they're, well, I guess I don't know who it is. I think that they're trying to push for that angle, though, of these are highfalutin LDS people in some cases. So you're going to have some judgmentally sort of churchy anger going on between the women. I think that's just an easy target. They have to do that, but I don't know in terms of like their fame. There are a number of like really prominent Miss Utah / Miss America people here. There's one that won. What was her name? Back in the 80s. She'd be perfect for this.
Well, is she? Okay, gotcha. But she's not one of the people that are on this. So you got Lisa Barlow, Mary Cosby. Any relation? No. Heather Gay, Meredith Marks, Whitney Rose, and Jen Shaw.
Hold on, Meredith
and look
Marks.
At all. There is enough plastic surgery. I'm going to give you the link to the cast photos here. I'll put it in our deal.
Oh my gosh, that Meredith Marks name is familiar. How do I know that woman?
There is so much plastic surgery.
Oh yeah,
on this page.
It's the rule. They can't do this show without.
It is. I mean, some of these people look like. Can you draw this turtle? If you can, you'll get entered into our art college.
Oh, I know who this is. They're based in Park City. Okay, Meredith Marks is the jewelry lady. She's got a massive massive jewelry company she founded. That's what it is. So you go to meredithmarks.com. Okay, now so I guess there's some prominence in terms of local like success stories.
That's the local celebrity is Meredith Marks probably, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're all going on 60 looking 30 visually, says Tom Norton. I mean, that is what they do. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Be who you want to be. There's a reason these shows are popular. It's because it's a train wreck, and that's great. It feels too close to home for me.
My guess is that in episode 2, a big fight erupts over the way that one of them treated the other one during a party in episode 1.
Oh, Brian,
During a dinner
spoilers, man. Look, we have a spoilers rule here on the show.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess it's been less than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
oh,
we're
no.
not 2 weeks
All right.
from the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City yet, so come on.
Wow. What's it just seems so funny. Like when you describe that, it feels like, all right, well, there's a city that probably will never have a Real Housewives of ...
Mhm.
created
That's what
for
I
it.
would have said. You asked me a year ago, I would have said, no way that would ever happen here. It'd be
Well, Real Housewives of Boulder, Colorado.
sure. Arvada. Make it go right to where you live.
Oh, yes, right.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, the truth is, my favorite kinds of reality shows are not about people who are opulently rich.
No.
It's
of course
always
not.
about regular people that I'm interested in.
Yeah, well, it's like competition shows where they're supportive of each other and just there to have a good time, like the British Bake Off. Oh, I love the British Bake Off.
Oh, let me tell you the other thing Kim's all into now. So she
What's
she loves the British Bake Off as well.
Mhm.
And no one here is a giant fan of Paul Hollywood by any stretch, but he's
No.
got another show on Netflix now about cars, like fancy race
What?
cars.
Really?
Yeah, I guess he's a huge car aficionado kind of dude.
Okay.
And so now you're following Paul Hollywood around Italy and Germany and other parts of the world, looking at like really high end like supercars. And it's not about food at all. There's like zero talk about baking or food or his restaurants or anything. It's nothing about that. It's just Paul Hollywood driving around fancy cars in Italian cities. And my wife is completely hooked on it. And
Oh,
so,
really?
And it's not because of Paul Hollywood. She has two things in the world that she loves the most. Cooking. She loves cooking, so she loves any kind of cooking shows, except the really bad rush around competition ones on Food Network are really contrived. She
Right,
doesn't
like
those.
Chopped or
Yeah, those suck.
yeah.
Those suck. But British Bake Off or a little a more food focused approach to the competition is fine as long as the food's kind of up front. But like all of like the chef's table stuff and the Gotta Feed Phil, she loves this stuff. All Bourdain's old shows before he died, all that.
Bourdain was great.
So she loves all that stuff. But then she also is a giant car nerd, which is weird. A lot of people don't know this about my wife. She loves cars. She likes to see them, watch them, drive in them, be a part of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know she drives you around, but
She
I always
does.
thought that was just that she hated your driving.
She does. That's the two things. These two things are true at once.
They're not mutually exclusive. We can support both of those.
Yeah,
Really? I never
It's
knew
weird,
that.
right?
Like,
Nobody
she
would ever
was,
guess that. No one ever guesses
like
this.
sports cars kind of thing. Like really into the
Oh yeah,
Cool.
her idea of a good time would be somebody lend her a Ferrari for an afternoon. Like that would
Oh
be
wow. Yeah.
her thing. So she's loving that, and it's just Paul Hollywood going, I went down to and did the and drove a thing, and that's the show. And so she
That's
watched
funny.
a lot of that as well.
So she probably really liked comedians in cars getting coffee.
She loves that show. Yes.
Yeah.
And we like that. Again, that one for multiple
This
reasons.
is a 1942 Plymouth Roadster. It's made bright orange, and you fill the tank with silly putty. Other than that, it's a great car, and it goes real well with my special guest, Patton Oswalt.
Oh my gosh. You do a comedians in cars getting coffee impression. I didn't know. Like I know you did a Jerry impression, but this is a
Sure, but no, you gotta, it's a whole different,
this is
whole
deeper.
different Jerry.
Much
for
deeper,
that
much
one.
darker. That's fantastic. Well, anyway, so we did a lot of stuff, but all by ourselves. There was like no people there, which was the idea. We tried
That's
to
cool.
isolate things that are all the numbers are up, but we still wanted to do this. We had a plan for a long time, so we did it. Even though that place guarantees that before you get there, they've been through there with all the disinfectant, you can
course.
all that. We still went in there with like Lysol wipes and like wiped down the counter first thing we got there and did all that kind of stuff. And by the way, I had to reach way down to do those counters because again, it's a freaking Hobbit village in there. It's so weird.
That's so funny. Interesting.
So weird. Anyway, for the first time ever, I had wood fire pizza, and it was amazing. And I don't know why I've never tried it before. And maybe I have. Brian pointed out that the stuff we had in Vegas might have been wood fire. And I
Might have
just didn't
been.
know it.
Yeah, I mean, Pizza Rock in Vegas, which is arguably the best pizza in Vegas, has wood fire pizza ovens, but they don't use it for all their kinds of pizzas. So
Right.
depending on the kind of pizza you get, and Mitsula helped clarify this, depending on the kind of pizza you get, You might get wood-fired pizza, you might not.
Well,
But you don't have Woody's out there, huh?
No,
Woody's
never
wood-fired
heard
pizza?
of it. No. Well, I think I've heard you talk about Woody's before, but we've never.
Oh,
I've never had a Woody.
yeah, Woody's. So if you come out to Colorado sometime and finally freaking visit, we will take you to Woody's Pizza, which is it's a pizza chain. They're constantly making pizzas and putting them up on this heat lamp window.
Yeah.
And different kinds. And it's like, all right, your traditionals, your pepperoni mushroom sausage, your Canadian bacon, pineapple, etc. But then they'll like do this buffalo chicken pizza or this barbecue pork pizza or whatever. And it's all wood fired. And you just take as many slices as you want. And it goes so quickly that no pizza is ever sitting there for like 10 minutes getting chewy and bad. And if they do, they take it down, they put up a new pizza. Like they're constantly changing it out. Now, pre-COVID times, that sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. We don't do it. I don't know how those places work anymore.
I don't think they do that anymore, but I bet what they do is the server comes around and says, all right, right now we've got this, and this. And you just say, okay, I'll take 2 slices of this one slice of that one.
Yeah.
And they bring it to you.
Probably, yeah. I'm sure it's still as good. Well, all I can say is I'm
great,
blown
yeah.
away by I just have never had wood fire pizza. It's all in the
Yeah.
crust because the way the crust is cooked is insane.
Mhm.
And it was so freaking good. And I'd give you the name of the place if I remembered it, and I don't. It's a small place in, if you can call it downtown St. George. St. George isn't a giant city or anything, but it's a nice little getaway town surrounded by Red Rock canyons and just beautiful freaking bluffs, and it's an amazing place to go chill and hang out. And so we did that. The only weird thing I saw, like I whenever you and I go anywhere, we always think, oh, this is story potential for the show, so I'll come back and tell this great story about this thing. Didn't really have anything too crazy happen, except there was this truck, and this truck, which I saw driving earlier, had on the side of the bed these 2 giant flags that said F your feelings in all capital
Oh,
letters.
yes. Okay.
All right. Now, they didn't have any other visual stuff, so I couldn't tell if this is some Trumpy dude or some. So I assume it was.
Well, let me
but I
guess.
don't
It was
know.
a blue flag with white lettering with a red stripe above and below the F your feelings.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it didn't have, again, no
in
names,
a
but
Franklin Gothic bold. That
I don't know why I'm trying to give this guy a benefit of the doubt, but
Yeah, that's
whatever.
It's nice of you. But
it was
yeah,
nice.
okay.
Yeah, very charitable of me. But anyway, on the side of this truck, these 2 flags just roaring in the wind as he drove, saying "F your feelings," right?
Yeah.
And I saw that and went, one of these. Okay, whatever. Kept going. No big deal. Later, I don't know how much later, probably half an hour later, we're on another road, and that truck has overturned and is all mashed up in the side of the thing with the flags all skewampus. And there's police are there, and there's other, I don't know if they're paramedics or whatever, but the ambulance or whatever. So they were there.
Okay.
It was already cordoned off, and so it'd been there for a while. I think the guy, well, I don't know where he is or what his deal is. But as we drove by, my brain went, I hope he's okay. And it occurred to me that my feelings for him
Yes,
were
it's true.
I want him to be okay, but F my feelings.
Right.
I don't know. It just was one of these
Yes.
moments where I was
It
like,
kind of, there's a little bit of a contradiction. Like, well, does he want me to feel bad for him, or no? F my feelings.
right,
Huh.
should I F his feelings because he's, boo-hoo, you're a big jerk and you're trash. I felt bad for him. So anyway,
that part of the story is very funny. I feel bad for the guy, and I hope he's okay.
yeah.
I hope his truck is expensive and mangled. But
I hope it's total, but not so far that the insurance company covers it,
exactly.
and all that stuff. I hope the flags
No,
are unusable.
I can't even say that.
Yeah, I want him to be all right, despite his
Yes.
worldview. I believe that he deserves to live and be
That's
okay and not crash and not die. So be careful out there, you guys with your flags. Okay.
I hope his F your feelings flag punctured but didn't cause any serious damage or permanent damage to his scrotum. That's all.
There you go.
I think
Yeah, scrotal
I
damage.
can't even say that. That feels horrible.
We
to
want
say,
scrotal damage that will heal and or be fixed with common surgery, not permanent scrotal damage.
but correct. That could have been avoided had he not have that specific flag in that specific place.
Exactly. Anyway, I don't know why people do that with their trucks, but it's a weird thing. Okay, I got a thing for you here, Brian, that happened during the week. So this is breaking stuff.
Cool.
We've always wondered why that dude in the parking lot yelled fart gas at me. Was it
parking lot or was he driving by and rolled down his window and yelled it at you?
Oh, that's right, because the parking lot was the guy that said
explosive tip.
Explosive tip, right.
Sure.
I get those mixed up all the time. Dude in the car, you're right, yelling fart gas. And everybody's like, oh, he's a Frog Pants fan. But why would he say fart gas? And, we never could figure it out. So we just sort of let that mystery go into the past. No. Get this message from TMS Mashups, who says, listener Aaron Hill might have single-handedly solved the elusive fart gas mystery once and for all.
Ooh.
Back on episode 25 of TMS on March 7th, 2011, Scott and Brian read some facts from a book about farts. Of course they did, he says. The resulting conversation should prove very revealing. Let's all go back in time together and find out. All right, you ready for this? I'm going to play this.
Yep. Oh, gosh, this is great.
A clip from that show right here, right now. Brian, where does a fart come from? Do you know?
Well, it looks like farting gas comes from several sources. Air we swallow, gas seeping into our intestines from our blood, gas produced by chemical reactions in our guts, and gas produced by bacteria living in our guts.
Did you know about the gas seeping into our intestines from our blood?
I did not know that.
That's new. Mm-hmm. The composition of a fart is highly variable. Most of the air we swallow, especially the oxygen component, is absorbed into the body before the gas has a chance to get into the intestines in the first place. By the time the air reaches the large intestine, most of what is left is nitrogen. All right, I don't want to read any more of this because it's gross.
Yeah.
What makes farts stink? You can learn that. Why do farts make noise? All right, I'm going to tell you. That one's my favorite. The sounds are produced by vibrations in the anal opening. Sounds depend on the velocity of expulsion of the gas and the tightness of the sphincter muscles of the anus. Contrary to popular misconception, fart noise is not generated by the flapping of the butt cheeks. Was that the popular misconception?
I never heard that as a misconception.
It says, you can see proof of this in the up-close video footage of Carl Planet's fart on Mate in a State.
I am not going to look at that video.
Nope.
Basically, just goatsy with sound.
How much gas does a normal person pass in a day, you ask? Well, on average, a person produces about half a liter of fart gas per day. Is that what they're referring to? Is me just saying half a liter of fart gas and that's it?
Well, it could be, Scott. Don't know. I think that might be the reason why.
That's me impersonating me.
Yeah.
9 years ago.
No, that was good. Look at you. That sounded just like you. Your
See?
mic's a little different.
I can do impersonations off the drop of a hat.
Did you notice how different your voice sounds? Hold on. Let me try.
Yeah. Very.
Where is it? Gas seeping into our intestines from our... By the time the air we swallow, especially the oxygen...
I know that.
That's new. The gas seeping into our intestines from our blood.
I did not know that.
That's new. There's something about your mic changed.
I think that's... Yeah, well, it was before the Heil, I think. Before the Heil.
Oh, okay.
I think it was back on the Shure... Oh, what is that? It's like it's a mic they gave me. Sure, but not an SM58. It was a better mic than that.
Nice.
Anyway,
well, it was a good.
Well,
time.
there you go. That could be the origin of Fartcast, right?
That's
there.
as good as this feels like science. You know, when scientists will find a new discovery and it will kind of erase old assumptions and kind of be the new standard or hypothesis. That's what it is now. So unless somebody comes along with new information.
Mm-hmm.
To either add to this or to subtract from it or destroy it altogether with a whole new theory, then this is the theory. This will be on the books. This is what kids will learn in school until it changes. Okay?
Excellent.
Fartcast, the origin, finally revealed.
I like
reminder.
that. There's some science that we can use right there in our daily lives.
There you have it. So, hey, this Friday, Black Friday, the blackest of Fridays, we're going to do our Patreon Playdate during the normal Patreon time, and we're going to go a little long with it. Actually, we should start at 3 instead of 3:30. You want to do that?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll start at 3, and that means I'll have time to finish the instance. Time between then and then, just make sure to have this right in my head. And I have a
because I've already told people there won't be a Guess the Connection this weekend, so I'm good.
I'll say you're good. You're clear. Okay, so that'll be this Friday. We're going to do a play date. We have to play that drawing one where you fight it out UFC style with your drawings.
Oh, the T-shirt design one.
It's like that, but it's a new one. It's called something else.
Oh, right. Yes.
The new one. It's basically the spiritual successor to that T fight one.
Yes. And I think it goes a little faster and a little bit better.
Oh, it's so good. We got to be playing that. So anyway, check it out this weekend, Patreon Playdate. and that means everybody can come. Patrons get in first, but if there's room, we let others in as well. Hey, how are the folks doing? I saw a photo of Barry.
Barry and Ren came out. Bobby Ann staying back at home, keeping safe, away from us, I guess.
Barry.
Barry. So he came out basically to bring Ren back from college. She goes to college up in Fort Collins, and so he flew out here to help her pack up, get stuff stored for January when she comes back, and but also help get her back home. And so the two of them stayed with us for a night in the Coverville spare bedroom of delight, whatever it is. I don't know. Okay. But we went back to that restaurant. So I described it a while back, the Wolf's Tailor, where we did that menu where Japanese Italian fusion place, and they just kept bringing us different food different foods until we're done.
Such a weird combo still in my head, but it sounds amazing.
Japanese and Italian for sure. Yeah. So Barry heard about that place on TMS and said, Brian, we have to go back there when I come out next. I'm like, yeah, sure. So we made reservations a few weeks ago. And lo and behold, this last week, the governor says, yeah, there's too much spiking going on. Too many cases of COVID, the hospital beds. There's just they're bursting at the seams. So we're going back into another level of lockdown. And what he actually did is like super beneficial to local restaurants compared to what he could have done. We would have been in the red. They created this scale that was like green, yellow, orange, red.
Sure. And
he added a new color, purple, to the end of that, because it's basically like all right, I'm giving you the count of 3. 1, 2, 2.5.
Yeah.
So he kept us in the red by doing this instead of going to purple, which would be an actual full lockdown. But it does mean that restaurants can't have indoor dining right now. It has to be all outdoor, takeout and delivery.
Sure.
Now this place they have a nice outdoor patio that's great in the summertime and the fall, but it's middle of November. It's cold outside, and that doesn't always work. What this place did is they built these canvas tents. They built 2 of them, and then they have heating lamps around their other tables out there. So it's still kind of cold in the other tables, and they say, yeah, you may want to dress really warm, bring blankets. But if you're in one of these tents, it's got a fireplace. Fireplace has a chimney that goes out, and we had just a lovely time in there. Great food. They brought us different stuff than they did last time. Some of the same things. Smoked olives.
You look like fancy English explorers.
We do. It is like we're out traveling.
You got like manservants outside that are like prepping everything, and you're just in,
totally
you're in the king's tent.
It was. I'll put photos up on Facebook, but it was just such a great time and a great solution, thinking outside the box for the Wolf's Tailor.
Yeah, think outside the box, put them in the box is what you do. That's how you do it.
Put them in a box.
Yeah.
And they couldn't close the tents completely, so there's still a little cool air, but every once in a while they'd close it and it would like super warm up in there because of the fireplaces. We still had to have a jacket on for, to eat, but we weren't cold, we weren't shivering or uncomfortable or anything. It was really, really nice.
That sounds rad. I just one of these days I've got to try this combination of this fusion food of Italian and freaking Japanese.
I'll be honest, I mean the stuff we had this last time, every item we had was either Italian or Japanese, and I'd say 90% of the stuff that we ate was Japanese influence. There was like a sushi thing and some teppanyaki salmon and but one of the main, or the big main course were pork shoulder, probably prepared Italian style, but in a clay pot that's indigenous to an area in Japan. Where the clay is harvested and made into these special pots to kind of cook things. So that was kind of the only place where there was a little bit of crossover.
Well, the Italians and the Japanese haven't cooperated this much since World War II.
There you go.
It's a great historical reference. Ask your parents. Okay, waiting for Brian Dunaway to answer his damn phone so that we can bring him in here and enjoy his company. Thus far, no answer, although he said earlier he's in. So,
True Man Fu says, how does that count as being outside if you're in a tent? Well, it's open. The end of the tent is open. But yes, the law really only cares about semantics.
Yeah. That's the thing with laws. People subvert
Yes,
them.
exactly. We're outside.
I got one foot in here, one outside. That's technically outside.
Exactly.
All right. Welcome. Well, before we do that, let's do this. All right. Time for us to welcome Brian Dunaway to the proceedings. He is all the way from South Carolina. Joins us on Mondays and Wednesdays to play a little game and give some prizes away called Babble Royale. Brian, welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Haven't seen you
I
since
feel like
yesterday.
I just talked to you guys.
Yeah,
I feel like we just spoke.
We just did a great episode of Film Sack and covered the movie film Mad Max, the one that started it all. You should all watch it. I have to make an admission here. As soon as I got done with that, well, not as soon, but later last night, I watched Fury Road again because I was in the mood.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocker.
Listen to me. be
What?
shocked.
Really?
Well, also it's I
I'm
wanted to
shocked.
put the new 4K Blu-ray player that's in the Xbox Xbox Series X. I wanted to put it to do its first playing. It's the first disc to be in there, actually. So I ruined its virginity by jamming a Mad Max disc in there, and it looked amazing. So well done, George Miller. You continue to be the greatest filmmaker of all time. All right, hey Dunaway, welcome to the show. It's
Hey,
nice to have you here.
Scott.
You want to play a game? Do you want to try to see if we can get a winner and all that?
Yeah,
business?
I would love to play a game.
Okay, let's play a
Shall we
game.
play a game?
We're at DEF CON 2. Okay, here we go. Let's get someone on here. We got a listener. Hi, thanks for holding. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Guacmar for the chat again.
Well, hello, Guacmar. It's good to have you here. How the heck are you?
I'm doing fine. Welcome back from vacation.
Thanks, man. It's good to be back. I'm very glad to be back, actually. It's good to be back in the saddle, as the kids say. We're going to play a game here
Kids
with
don't
you.
say that.
No, the kids don't say that. But
My boss told me earlier, he said, hey, we'll just get on the horn. And I'm like, who are you?
my dad used to always say,
Get
get
Sparky.
on the horn.
Get
Yeah.
Sparky. Get him on the horn.
Get
for
him on
me.
the horn. That should come back, though. I think we should encourage get him on the horn.
I like the phrase "get him on the horn."
Yeah,
get him on the horn.
Yeah, there's something cool about it. Anyway, we're going to play this game.
wrong.
We're going to hear Brian Ibbett explain the rules and what Guacmar could win.
God, if I can remember how to do this. Oh, yeah. I'll give Scott and Brian a topic, and they're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job, Guacmar, is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a couple of prizes courtesy of Richard Carlson, Warhammer 40K Dawn of War 2, and Warhammer 40K Kill Team. It's almost like we're giving you Warhammer 80K, really.
Oh, yeah.
If you add
Double
it
your
all
K. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And
with
if that's not enough, you'll get a copy of Bill Meek's podcasting book in audio form so you can listen to it while you're not podcasting. It's great. It's a really good way to do it.
Yeah, and it's on Audible.
Smart.
It's a free code. You don't have to do anything. Just download
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
So you guys need a topic, and this one comes to us from Martin from the Netherlands. There's a J in there, so I don't know where I put the sound of the J. Martin,
Martin.
Martjin. So Martin.
It's silent, right?
I don't know.
I don't
Is
think
it?
do they pronounce that?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The guy that
Is that where you roll your R?
if your name is
Listen, they're
Jimmy
all-
over
they're all
there,
smoking
your name
pot
is
there
Yimmy
anyway.
or Immy. No Jimmys, only Immys.
It says this is based on the October 2020 report from a website I'm not going to give you.
Okay. That's odd, but all right.
It tells you. How many are on this list? 1, 2,
Is it
3,
cracked.com?
4, 5, 6,
What is it?
7,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
BuzzFeed?
13, 14,
What are you
15,
embarrassed to
16,
tell us
17,
about?
18. The top 18 social networks.
Oh.
according
Oh.
to monthly active users.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh.
So these are in millions of monthly active users, and I want to know the top 18 social networks.
That's an interesting thing you
Social.
let slip just now, because that indicates to me that there are at least a million even in the 18th one. So there's nobody under
Yes.
a million. Okay.
I'll tell you that the lowest one has 300 million users.
Okay. Oh wow. Really?
That means nothing to me.
That's the entire population of this country, basically. That's nuts.
Social networks.
Right. All
okay.
right. So, knowing that is the topic, Guacmar, who do you want to go first, and who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, I was going to say blood for the blood god first, but I have a hard time with this one. Let's say Scott to go first, Scott to win.
Scott to go first, Scott to win.
Okay, the double Scott.
The double Scott. I always get that at Burger King. All right, let's do this. Let's start with the one that I believe is number one and just get it out of the way. Facebook is number one still, right?
It is, yes. 2.7 billion monthly active users.
And I'm sorry, did you clarify this is worldwide, like global?
This is worldwide.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Just seeing if there are any other clarifications I need to give you. No. This is worldwide monthly active users. 2.7
on the Earth. Is that what
It's
you
on
need
the
to
planet.
clarify
On
that?
the
Is it
Earth.
on the Earth?
On the Earth, Brian. The Earth. All right.
The
what do you
flat
got?
Earth. All right.
Right.
So there we go.
Is it?
Scott,
Oh, the
the
flat
places.
Earth. Oh no! All right, so it's my turn now.
It is your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about Facebook's big? Then surely Instagram is also bigified.
Instagram is also bigified. 1.1 billion monthly active
And
users.
you'll notice I used
for
that
the
first because I
gram.
was afraid you was going to go like, oh no, Brian, only the ones that use the text.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
like,
gotcha. Yeah.
But I used
Right.
it first just in case. Just in case.
This is very smart of you. Well done.
Mulligans.
I saw a T-shirt the other day that said "Make Instagram about food again."
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like that. All right.
I used to get my foodie on another social media.
Oh, you
but
did,
yeah, go
did you?
ahead. Yeah, I used to look
MySpace.
elsewhere.
Yeah. But MySpace is not my answer. The proper answer to the next question or the next thing will be Twitter. I'll do Twitter. Twitter.com. Twitter.
Twitter.
I'll go Twitter. Oh, no.
Twitter.
He's quiet.
Oh, I'm not quiet. I'm just there it is right here. Yeah, Twitter. Lower on the list than I would expect. 353 million monthly active users. So they're in 17th place in this list.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Holy Moses. Okay, now you blew my mind. All right. now I'm confused. Really? 17?
Yeah.
Twitter's a
I
it's
got to rethink my whole social networking thing.
it's a weird they hold a weird space because it's mostly for people like Facebook appeals to like old people and young people and everybody in between. Twitter's like this specific sort of like, hey, are you 25
and what,
to
it, what,
40?
it, what, and when did you say this was calculated in this year, 2020?
This is October 2020. Yes.
Oh, very recent. Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm going to go with all the kids and assume they're using the TikTok.
That's a good assumption. 689 million monthly active users for TikTok.
So Wayne, if TikTok counts as a social network,
That's why I said Instagram first, Scott. Don't you listen?
No. I know that, but by social network, like I don't know what the definition is anymore because there's got to be some baseline definition, and TikTok is a weird one because I would compare TikTok to something more like. Well, I don't want to say it because maybe that's one.
Well, say it. Say it. Just say it. Just say it.
Well, let me ask you this, Brian. Does if a site serves up video and allows for communication and user logins and people sending messages to each other, does that count?
It counts. Yeah. So think of it as a social platform. A social platform.
Okay.
A social platform, redefining everything. Wait.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Well, I'm looking like in their sources and their disclaimer. They use the term platform as opposed to network. So let's say that.
Okay. Sorry, my wife walked in. I don't know what she's doing. Do you need something, babe?
Ask her if she knows top social media. It's for Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different on each one. It's like $4 or $5. Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
There's a bunch of stuff on eBay, and Kim's trying to ship some things. Anyway,
Cool.
where was I? Oh, okay.
You were going to name a social platform.
Well, then I'm going to say. I'm nervous about saying it, but I'm just say YouTube.
YouTube, good. I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
I'm glad too, because that
2 billion monthly active users on the YouTube.
Does that put them at number 2?
I put them at number 2 on the list. Yeah,
Okay.
tied for second.
Okay.
Actually,
which makes me wonder if
with another one that you haven't guessed yet.
Yeah, makes me wonder if the front page of the internet also a social site that basically the same thing. It was Reddit. Is that
Reddit?
Oh,
430 monthly active users for Reddit.
430?
30
million?
30
Oh.
430 million.
Yeah, 430
Sorry.
people.
430 people.
Then that's always the same people then.
They all like feet, apparently.
Ask me anything.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, I was holding Reddit too because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
All right, now we're in the weeds a little.
Yeah.
Let's
There's a few
say-
more, but I'm not sure if they're big enough now after you told me Twitter wasn't any bigger than it was.
Oh, Snapchat's in there, right?
Snapchat is in there. Very
Snapchat.
good. 433 million monthly active users.
Okay.
Of course, Snapchat.
Yeah. Ephemeral messages to send your lady porn or whatever you do there. I don't know.
I'm going to go with I'm going with LinkedIn. Everybody's on LinkedIn. I mean,
Yeah, that's got to be on there.
networking. That's social networking,
Yeah,
right? So
it's got to be.
it falls in the same thing.
Got to be.
I would think so. I don't know why LinkedIn is not on my list, but I am going to do some really quick due diligence and say LinkedIn monthly average users and see what we've got here.
Gotta be.
260 million monthly average users. So that is below.
Oh,
Plus,
no.
Plus, I didn't think about it while he was researching. I'm like social media, so not really social connections because you don't really share any media on LinkedIn.
I would have said LinkedIn, and I'm surprised LinkedIn isn't bigger than some of the other ones listed on
Right.
this list. So
I
would have
should have went with the
So
other one.
that's going to get you. What? I got you. You got an incorrect answer there, is what happened. And that means that I am the winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Really, it's Guacmar who's
Could
the
I-
winner.
And
Could I
so
have
is
said
Blackbird.
Tumblr?
Yeah.
Could I have said Tumblr? Would that have been?
Tumblr's not on here
They
either.
tumbled-
So if you would
yeah, they
have said
tumbled right out
Tumblr,
of top.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you the rest of
Oh,
these.
yeah, please. Give me the rest. Yeah.
WhatsApp with 2 billion.
Really?
Facebook Messenger listed separately from
gosh.
Facebook.
How is that?
1.3 billion monthly average users.
Cheater list.
WeChat or Weixin, WEIXIN in different countries,
I
but
don't
WeChat.
even know what. I don't even know what that
WeChat.
is.
1.2 billion users. QQ, 648 million users. Douyin, 600 million users. Sina Weibo.
You're just making up words.
No, these are all Chinese
I said
ones.
on Earth.
These are Chinese
Yes,
ones,
you-
and they're huge over
They
there.
are huge. Qzone, Quaishu, Pinterest. There's one we've heard of.
Oh, Pinterest.
Yeah. Oh, Pinterest. I didn't think about that one.
Telegram and Quora rounding
How
out.
about Quora? I
Quora's
almost said
still
that, but I
on
was like,
there?
surely not.
Quora.
Hold on,
How
how-
is LinkedIn?
Yeah, how is
Right.
Quora still even on a what number is Quora?
Quora is 18, 300 million people.
300
about-
million people use
That's
Quora.
crazy.
Yes.
How about Plurk? How's that doing?
You're
How's Plurk
making-
doing?
You're making that up. There's
No,
Plurk.
Plurk.
Come
You don't
on
remember
now.
Plurk?
I remember
No, I
Plurk.
remember. There's no
Plurk
Plurk.
had like the pig. Had like a part of a pig as this icon. It was
Yeah,
like
I heard Friendster bought them, and
it might have been. You
It's still
joke.
a
I think
site.
it was
It's
something
still
like
a thing. It's still an app. You can go get it. It's
Plurk. Okay, now that I'm seeing it typed out, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Not on the
thing.
list.
Things like Parler's not on that list. I guess you would have said
No,
that.
that. Yeah, that's
Parler.
brand new, right? Would it even?
It's also
It's blowing
shitty.
up right now
It's
with
shitty.
the angry people.
Yeah, it's shitty. Nobody wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Well
Apparently,
done.
some people do.
Oh, and none of the Chans are on there. I noticed none of the 4chans or 8chans.
no
or
4chan
anything.
or anything like that. Yeah,
Okay.
Once again, like 480 people. That's all there is. They just
that one
Really
really
noisy.
does have the 480
Right.
people.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure cause a ruckus though with those 480 people.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Exactly.
well done, Guacmar. How do you feel about your choices today? How's it feel?
I am 3 for 3 right now with you, Scott.
Oh, that's amazing. Never, I'll never let you down as long as it's a topic I am not stupid about, which is well done. All you got to do is send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com. He will send you your winnings, and
Yes.
congratulations and well done.
Yay!
Don't worry, folks. If you tried to call in and couldn't get in, we have plenty of opportunities happening again, including Wednesday. We'll do this one more time. One more time. Hey, Dunaway, today you and I at 3:30
Hey,
Mountain Time will be
Scott.
doing an episode of the Boop Show, talking video games. I've had a week. Well, I had 3 days with my Xbox Series X, and then left town, and then now I'm back and I've had a day with it. So I have things to say, a couple of games to talk about. You've got stuff. I've got stuff. We have stuff.
I've got an Xbox Series S because all I could locate, I didn't have any skim friends to help me out, so I had to go to the Walmart myself and fail.
Anybody find a PS5 out there?
Yeah,
Right, be for real.
my
But I'm
daughter's-
looking to sell that S as soon as I find an X.
Yeah,
so just
are
keep
ya?
it up. But we'll have a good comparative. You'll be able to brag about all your frame rates, and I'll be like, well, yeah, mine's
Well, you should have the
okay
same
too.
frame rates. You just won't have the same. You just can't do 4K.
Well, it's it's a resolution. Most of the frame rates, we'll talk about on the Boop Show, but most of the resolutions, I have lower resolution, but similar frame rates.
Yeah, your hardware. The only difference should be resolution. I think it maxes out at 1440p instead of instead of true 4K. But yeah, other than that, it's like the same machine and storage, I guess. But we'll talk about all of that today, 3:30 Mountain Time, and a bunch of other stuff over there at the Boop Show. That'll be at frogpants.tv. So come watch us live or check out the podcast after. Brian Dunaway, have a lovely day.
No, you.
Bye. All right. What time is it? Oh my gosh, we got no time for news. So we'll save this all for tomorrow. Actually, we have time for one since we do music weird now. Let's do this. That one's so long we no longer have time for news. No, we do. The news is brought to you by...
Brought to you by Soundography. Go to soundography.com to hear our latest episode all about the band Blue Cheer, widely considered to be one of the forefathers of metal, punk, and grunge. That is soundography.com.
Nice.
It's quick. That was quick.
That was really
So we
quick.
can get some news.
That's right. But don't miss it because it was so quick, you guys. Go check it out.
That's right. Go check it out.
A woman fought a coyote off with a pitchfork and then aided by a donkey. This is a story I'm going to read to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A local woman in it's a town in the UK. This according to the Middletown Press. I think this is in the UK. Is it? I think so.
Could be, yeah.
It's being treated preemptively for possible exposure to rabies after she fended off a coyote or a coyote or however whatever one it says.
Coyote.
Yeah. Only weird old Western people say that. With the help of her donkey, and possibly came in contact with its saliva during 2 incidents on the same day last week. State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection Wildlife Division staff were contacted by an East Hampden resident recently who described being attacked by the wild animal October 22nd, according to the media relations manager, Will Healy. I'm glad we got that guy's name in there for some reason. The woman told deep officials...
What?
See, Department of Energy Environment Protection.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, you deep
Yeah,
officials.
that seems like an unfortunate. I don't know. It could be taken a few ways. Fought the animal off with a pitchfork, and that it bit her foot before it was kicked by her donkey. The victim notified neighbors who allegedly who have encountered a coyote exhibiting similar aggressive behavior. The woman said she came over to her property, eventually located the coyote, and shot and killed it. Kapow! Poor thing. He didn't do any. I mean, he did do anything, but they were here first. I'm just saying, humans are kind of dumb. But all's well
Fair.
now. That lady shot a coyote. Check this one out. This is great.
Okay.
Tattoos in the news.
Okay. All right. Tattoos.
Women. That
Hervé
is to
Villachez?
say, yeah, Hervé Villachez. This whole next story is about the little guy on Fantasy Island. According to this latest thing, women, not men, make up 70% of all tattoos in Poland. Now, not the actual
really?
tattoos, but tattoos on people. Those people are
Oh,
women.
okay. It's not all women in
Right.
bikinis next to an anchor that says mom.
No, those stereotypes are not quite what we thought they were.
Gotcha.
But this is all in Poland, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, of the 900,000 tattoos done every year in Poland, 70% of those going under the needle are women. Tattooist Asia Langata said, most often I'm visited by ladies ages 25 to 50, like my mother, whom I also had the pleasure of tattooing. However, sometimes I decorate the bodies of people over 70 who have always dreamed of getting their first tattoo. There is no rule here, and it makes me very happy. We enter the topic of breaking conventions, and nothing sets us free like going beyond the patterns, the beaten paths. Unquote.
Wow.
I think she's smoking that Polish weed.
I was going to say smoking the Polish sausage, but all of a sudden that sounds like a really bad thing to say.
Popular modern style is known as black work, where the whole tattoo is done in black ink. Eli Ink from Saw or War Claw, Row Claw. Anyway, specializes in the style. Says it can be organic, also very cyberpunk. It reminds me of I just binged this week while we were on the trip at night. I would binge catching up on the Expanse.
Oh yeah,
freaking! Oh my gosh, I love that show.
That's such a great show. Yeah, I'd forgotten that you hadn't watched the most recent season. Did you finish the?
I did, and I loved it.
Yeah,
which is good because we're like 2-3 weeks away from the premiere of 5. So
are we really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay,
it's pretty close. So I'm very excited. But anyway, I watched the hell out of that, and the Belters often have those really stark, very black tattoos in big shapes, and so less intricate shapes and more like just like a big brand. That's what they're kind of talking about here. Decorative artwork around the side of the breast, also very popular, it says here. That will be covered in normal daily activity, has seen a rise in popularity as more females have been getting their boobs tattooed.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
So, well, I mean, very interesting the balance of men and women in getting tattoos. But
I see,
but the tattoo boob is also very interesting.
It's never not interesting. Also not interesting or never not interesting, our guests, which are coming up after this. Join us in a minute for Bill and Steven. They'll be joining us for their typical Monday madness. But before all that, we got to play a song, and Brian has one. What do you have?
Yeah. Got a brand new album that's going to be coming out in May 2021 from the Toronto band Talk Show Host. They just signed with Wiretap Records, and looking forward to hearing the full album on this one. But in the meantime, we have a single. This guy's great. This monologue is the song. Like you see, I said this guy, but it's a band. It's three guys.
Yeah,
three guys that make up a band called Talk Show Host.
Sure.
This was produced by John Dismore, who produces the Strumbellas, Pup, and Single Mothers. Take that with what you will. The album comes out. The full-length album comes out in May 2021 on Wiretap Records. Here is the song, This Monologue, from Talk Show Host.
Just tell me one thing. Who's on the phone? And before you lie, just know I ain't been fooled by man or beast since Hitler was still giving speeches in beer halls.
There are so many websites out there. How do I find a good one?
The Morning Stream. I got a thing about chickens.
We're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. As mentioned previous to now. Oh, by the way, this clip, I wanted to say something about this. This right here.
Just tell me one thing.
That's Raylan Givens, and in his new role on this season of Fargo. And I just have to say, it truly, truly is the best drama on TV right now. Just
love it. Can't wait. Yeah, we're eyeing the fact that the last episode of the season comes out, I think, next week, and so. Probably right after Thanksgiving, we're going to start binging so that we can watch the whole thing all the way through.
I'm jealous to be you going through it for the first time.
To be able to experience it, yeah.
Because it's so damn good.
All right. I can't wait.
Gonna get Bill Duran in, see what's up with him. Haven't seen him in a week. Don't know what he's been up to. He's going to tell us as I add him to this call.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Hey, Bill. What's up with you this morning? How are you?
Good morning. Doing all right.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's Bill Duran from punishprops.com. He hails from the Pacific Northwest and builds really rad stuff in his shop and inspires the rest of us to do so as well. Bill, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. What's going on this week? And we missed you last week, but we're glad to have you here.
Oh, I missed you guys too. We were busy. We made a thing last week. Thing I'm very happy with. So back in the early 90s, 1993, 94.
Yeah.
Both Brittany and I, even before we knew one another, we both played a video game that we both enjoyed very much. That game was Myst. Did you guys play Myst?
Oh, yeah.
Loved Myst, yeah.
Brian speaks of it so highly, I've often thought maybe it's your favorite PC game of all time. Maybe.
Me? Oh, no. No, I like it a lot. And it certainly was different from anything I'd ever played up until that point, but I really got into it. But read the novels, met Rand and Robin Miller at the Tattered Cover out here for when they launched the book. They had a book tour, and I got to meet them and talk to them and stuff. And
it was a big
was
deal.
really into Myst for a long time.
Incredibly influential. Like there's still games I'll play today, and I'll go, "Oh, this is like Myst, man." You know?
Yeah, they have a couple of newer games out too that I haven't played yet, but I plan on
They're
working on right now.
They had some kind of weird MMO thing that was supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
happen.
Missed Uru. I didn't try that one.
Yeah, I never did either, and I don't think it's available anymore. But
there was one that I kickstarted last year, and I have not downloaded my. Was it?
Firmament is the one they're working on.
Okay.
The one that's out recently is not in the Myst universe, but it's the Myst guys, and it's very much a Myst style game.
Right, and the name escapes me, but I'm looking forward to playing that as well.
I've played that, and it's great.
Not
it's
Abduction.
Really cool.
Abduction.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Abduction.
Yep, it's very cool. I streamed a bunch of it. It's very good. Anyway.
Cool.
So anyway, Myst is rad, and if you're gonna make something from Myst, obviously the Myst linking book is the thing you gotta make. So that's what we did. Now, we started with an already existing book, did a little research, found out that they actually made a real physical book for the game back in the early 90s that they used as their reference in a lot of the live action stuff they filmed for the games. So they had a Myst linking book, and it was made from an old Harper's book. What they would do is take a bunch of Harper's magazines, basically. It was distributed by putting 6 months of it into a book, and then that's how you got all those magazines. We didn't get the same year. That book is a little more rare and therefore much more expensive. We got a similar year. So we got a Harper's book from 1884.
Wow.
So, it was like $40. Not that bad.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And you completely made it. Well, I was gonna say you made it worthless, but you didn't. You made it worth something different to other people.
Yeah,
that's right.
If there was any collectability that it came with, that was quickly dashed.
I promise there is none. They made many of these books. There are a lot of them still available.
Okay.
So yeah, don't worry too much. There were a lot of them made.
Oh, good. Okay.
Sorry, there was just a cat's butt very close to my mouth right now.
Oh, geez.
What gross got out the mouth?
Just walked right across my microphone.
Yeah, you don't want that. Get that pucker,
so anyway,
pucker and balloon knot
we got
elsewhere.
we got this old book, very similar to the one that they used for Myst.
Yeah.
And we modified it a little bit, did a little modification. We started by adding the letters on the cover, and I actually 3D printed those, made a mold, and then I cast them using brass powder so that we could buff it and it would have that really nice metallic shine.
Oh, yeah.
Then they're also raised up. The letters on the front of the cover there are in relief. So they've got that really nice raised up texture. The light plays across it really well. So those turned out really well. They just got super glued to the cover. Nothing too fancy. But then the inside of the book. So, in the game, it cracks open the cover and there's an animated image of the Myst Island. And that's what you click on to travel to the different islands. Now I wanted to have a screen or a magical looking thing there. So we put a screen inside the book. It shows the looping animation, the opening animation of the Myst Island. But also you can play the game Myst on that screen.
What? Hold on a second. So tell me what you used for the screen. Did you get some kind of like little Android thing, or what'd you do?
Nowhere near as fancy, Scott. I bought myself an old cell phone. There's a lot of those on eBay. There's probably more of those than there are old books.
Yeah.
I got a Galaxy S3 because it was the right size. Many new cell phones are far too big. They just wouldn't fit in the page. So I had to find this older one. It was like $25 used on eBay. Works perfectly. And I installed both. I put the video clips on there, but also there's Real Myst is the game that you can get on mobile. And I installed that on the cell phone there. So not only is it like a Myst game that you can play, but you can also completely walk around in 3D. It doesn't click.
It's not click, redraw a new slide of where you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because it's the mobile version of it, you're just using screen controls to do everything, right? Like you
just poke the screen and you walk forward towards wherever you're poking. If you poke with 2 fingers, you go backwards. Very simple. And effective too. So I had to carve a giant hole in this book, which was a little trickier than you think, trying to cut through a couple hundred pages with just an X-Acto knife and getting the lines all straight, but it worked out. I made a little plastic tray basically for the phone to rest in. I put some foam in there so that it could just squeeze in, and the friction would hold it in place. And then this whole tray got epoxied into the hole I glued into the books. And I cut this hole in the paper, and then I just brushed a ton of epoxy inside the hole, gluing all those pages together so that chunk of book all moves as one giant, like 1.5-inch thick page. And then I just cram the phone in there, and the page that goes over it, I cut a little window that reveals only the screen, and that's it. It was so super, super simple.
Were you tempted to color over or paint over the white of the casing of the phone just to eliminate any, borders or edges by accident if something shifted or whatever?
I did not see the need. I mean, I could still do that if I had to, but the page that went over it was thick enough to block any light that might leak through, and you can't see the phone at all. What I did when I cut the window, I undersized it a tiny bit by about 1 millimeter all the way around, so it overlaps the screen a tiny bit. Which
I see. Yeah,
seemed to do the trick.
That's not really much of a crop, so you're okay there.
Yeah.
I'm looking here, and cutting through all of those pages is more. There's more to that than just like.
Yeah, I mean, because did you choose to glue all that stuff together after you cut through all the pages? Would it have, I guess if you glued all the pages together, like made a wet glue that you could soak those pages in so that they'd all stick together?
Yeah,
before make like really a solid brick,
through, right?
It would be pretty difficult to cut through. And I've seen some other techniques. My buddy Jimmy did this, but he used his laser cutter, which worked, but it also slightly caught the book on fire. So
amazing what happens in laser and paper.
150-year-old paper, just real dry, real super dry at this point.
Wow.
So I just went in with an X-Acto, and cutting the hole straight up and down was the challenge. So some of my walls were a little angled, but it worked okay.
Yeah, because the way I was going to say, because if they're not all one solid piece, they're going to shift just naturally, right? You're going to
and they want to shift while you're cutting them. So
right.
How do you
take your time?
So you pop the phone out to charge it. There's not like a little USB in the back of the book that you could plug into.
No. You just pop the phone out. I went super low tech on this one because I wanted to make sure it worked on the first.
That's such a cool idea, though. Putting a little USB charge hole in the base there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that'd be great.
Yep. And the battery.
This is so cool.
This phone is an older phone, but your battery seems fine. Everything good? Like no.
Yeah. I don't know how long the battery would last on it. I don't have cell phone services turned on or anything. I just have it connected to Wi-Fi so I could download the app.
Right.
But if I was like, I'm not going to carry this thing around. It's going to mostly live on my shelf with a dead cell phone in it. But when someone wants to see it, I can charge it for a minute and load it up and be like, ooh, and I'm not actually going to play Myst on this thing. That would be a huge pain in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. It's more of a novelty, but it sure looks the part.
You ever did that, you need to mount a camera and like stream you doing it the whole time like that. So that's required. I'm sorry. That's just how the
I'm not going to do that, but you're right. Someone should do that.
When it links, it has to make the.
Yep, of course it does.
Oh, I just had a question. So I'm looking at you doing the overlap page. All of that looks great, but there's text in that book.
Yep.
Did you do all that too?
No, so that's the original text from the Harper's book.
Okay.
The page. So we chose a blank page. There were several blank pages at the beginning of the book, and we chose that as our window book, and the page behind it just was the table of contents.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome.
You should make it so that if anyone does want to come over and play with this thing, they have to go around your studio and find pink and blue pieces of paper.
Oh, obviously,
yeah. Do all the puzzles.
The blue pages.
Yeah. Only bring back the blue pages.
This is so cool. I love old book shit. I love There's something about like just a dirty old ratty book style thing that's
It's gorgeous too.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous.
Good news, they made a lot of them and they're still around.
Yeah, well, that's good. Awesome stuff. The video's up now. I'm looking at it, so I know that people can see it. If you check out the Punish Props YouTube channel, of course, the website has it as well at punishprops.com. Bill, did you come carrying a bonus link this week?
Did I ever? My buddy Steven over at SKS Props made an all foam Baby Yoda pram, a little bassinet thing that he floats around in.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah, Steve made one sized for I believe the Mattel Baby Yoda toy, and it's delightful.
Look at it.
That is so cool. Now it needs to hover.
Yeah.
So come on, where's the built-in drone in the bottom to make it hover around?
Right. Does it shut
really cool.
so it can protect it from a bad moment, or what?
Does it ever do that in the show?
Oh yeah. There's a recent episode where the
recent episode.
Oh, I haven't caught up.
Oh, we won't tell you then. Yeah, we won't tell you about that. But it
spoilers,
shuts,
jeez.
It shuts like an egg and becomes like a like a shell in there. But this is
it's like a protective Kinder egg with a Yoda toy inside it.
yeah, that's basically it. That looks really good.
Steve made that thing. He gave out free plans. If you've got that Baby Yoda toy, you can make one using his plans out of foam, and it'll totally fit in there.
Nice.
Or you could put your cat in there.
Yeah.
A small cat.
My cat. Yeah, I don't know if my cat would fit.
We know what Brian's about to do when he gets one of these.
No, because I'd like to keep all my arms and legs.
There you go.
Sounds like a plan. Bill Duran, of course, at punishprops.com. Chimbeard on Twitter. Bill, I'm just glad to have you back and can't wait to see you next time.
Alrighty, see you guys.
Bye now. Why won't this work? There we go.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's really rad. I want that book now.
Did you stay kept up on the Mandalorian while you were on your trip?
We were caught up until yesterday or Friday, so we're watching that tonight, I guess, because Carter hasn't seen it yet, and she had homework, and we're like, all right, well, we'll hold off, so we're gonna watch it tonight.
Very good.
But yeah, it was far. I guess the last one I saw was spiders, right?
Yeah.
Spiders and eggs. Yeah. Spiders and baby.
No, you saw. Oh yeah, spiders and eggs, right? Yes.
Yeah, ice spiders or whatever. How cool is it when you learned that though? I don't know if you knew, I assume you know this, but the spiders in that episode were concept art from those Macquarie.
Yeah, from the old Ralph McQuarrie ones, and they used them before in Clone Wars. And I remember seeing when they landed on a planet that was overrun by those, and thinking, "Oh my God, those are scary ass things."
They are so scary.
Yeah,
and they're
those
so
are worse than regular spiders. Worse, I tell you.
My wife hated it. She loves that show, but she could not do that episode. It really got under her skin. Oh. Spiders.
I'm not going to spoil anything for the episode, but boy, Billy D. Williams. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, Billy D. Williams.
I'm not kidding.
Well, I know. I mean, I assume what's his name's in it though, because I saw a picture. Apollo.
Yes.
Apollo Creed's in it.
Carl Weathers.
Is in it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Action Jackson.
But I'm playing off a Twitter feud, or not feud, but some trouble you got in for mentioning somebody making an appearance in a recent episode.
Oh yeah, that was. It's just an actor. Oh, that would have been the last episode we saw then. Sorry. The one with,
right. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm getting all my stuff.
Which is more recent. That's right. That is more recent than
Yeah. So I got in trouble for that. That was lame. Mm-hmm. But I will not get in trouble for this.
Steven.
That's right. No trouble here. It's Steven Schleicher joining us as he does every Monday to talk about all things nerd and comics and other stuff from majorspoilers.com. Steven, welcome to the show.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hey, it's good to have you here. How are you doing? I noticed my favorite thing about this stupid Twitter fleet thing that they added, which is like stories from Facebook and everything, was Steven's, because his were just him in the most glorious beard I've ever seen, just looking like you were not impressed. And
so here's the thing. I would probably use, so I don't really use those components, either Instagram stories or fleets, that much.
Right.
But I could see myself using fleets more than Instagram stories just because it's integrated with Twitter.
Yeah, same. If I'm going to use them anywhere, probably here more than anywhere. It's a little kludgy at the moment, though. They got to kind of iron out some of the functionality and UI, and some of that stuff's a little busted. But and it's also only mobile right now. But I guess that's true of Instagram and Facebook anyway, so maybe it's just meant to be a mobile thing. But yeah, I kind of like if I'm going to use them, it's likely on Twitter where I've got my bigger following and I interact with people more, and it would be more meaningful there. So as much as I've been poo-pooing it, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. But I was going to ask you something about that beard. Oh, how long? What are we talking about? Time?
My wife hates it.
How long? Well, I assume your wife hates it, but all other people in your life think it's amazing. And you
yes, exactly.
How long did that take to grow? And I mean, is this like a March till now thing or what?
No. I went from March, so I usually have a shorter beard, a little bit longer than yours, Scott.
Yeah.
So from March until August, I went unshaved, and it was much longer than this. And so from August until now, that's how long.
That's pretty glorious. I don't know how you.
Yeah, I just wish it was growing on top of my head, not on the bottom of my head.
It's the low hanging fruit we get as we get older.
I guess.
Yeah, it's nothing we can do about it. Well, anyway, it's good to have you here. Let's talk about some of the stuff we got lined up. Actually, it's a lot. There's a bunch of stuff coming up. December's going to be a pretty good video on demand month, it turns out.
Yeah, I think really for even this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, there's a lot for people to check out.
Yeah.
And this is something that, people have been wondering, what are the studios going to do? How are they going to respond to COVID, considering that we're still shut down and there's no timeline for theaters to reopen? And what, are we going to continue to let movies sit on the shelf for years? Or are they going to push them out? And the answer is the studios are ready to push these things out.
They really are. I mean, the two notable ones, we'll jump ahead just for a second, but the two big ones in my mind are Wonder Woman 1984 and Soul, which is the new Pixar film that's getting rave reviews even before it hits. Those two...
The Wonder Woman 84 one is interesting because they're releasing it for free on HBO Max. So if you already have an HBO Max subscription, you can get it free for 30 days, and you're not going to charge you anything extra. So I'm wondering if Warner Brothers is maybe throwing some shade at Disney Plus for their Mulan debacle.
Premium Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So I didn't realize there was a window on that, though. I thought once it hit on December 25th, it was just there. But you're saying this is a limited
for 30
time.
days. And then after that, I have a feeling, and they haven't really explained, but they just said it's going to be free for 30 days. After that, I have a feeling then it's going to move over to your Apples and your iTunes and the other places where you would pay the fee to get that.
Okay, that's interesting. So they're going to show that happens on Christmas Day, so that's cool. Soul
but
happens...
it's also coming to theaters too. So if there are some theaters that are open on Christmas Day, people could go to the theater and see it if they want, I suppose. But then it's opening internationally, I believe, in China on December 16th. So they're actually getting it out to theaters before it arrives on VOD, which is kind of a big deal. For another story that we'll talk about here in just a minute.
Yeah, that's true. Now, in the case of Soul, same thing, December 25th. I don't know about its limited.
No,
window.
it's not. They're just dropping it. They have said that they're not even going to try for a theatrical release on this. I think they're hoping to generate a lot of buzz, just like they did Onward, which is a fantastic movie. If you guys haven't seen that one,
Loved it.
Yeah,
this one's all about jazz. So if you're into jazz and you're looking for a new Pixar movie, Disney is not charging you extra for this. It will drop exclusively on Disney Plus, so you'll want to go and watch that. I'm super excited for December 25th because I don't know about you, Brian. Are you someone that goes to the movie theaters on Christmas Day?
I used to, yeah. Probably more Thanksgiving than Christmas, but well, no. Now that I think about it, no, we've done both probably about as much as each other. So, but obviously not going this year, especially not if we don't have to.
Yeah,
exactly.
In our
Unless
case,
you can find a theater that will rent out for you for like $150.
But that's true. There's some opportunities there. But in our case, this is something we do every Christmas. Every year we do movies, and this will be the first year where we don't do a theater. And I'm thrilled that these two particular movies are the ones I'm going to get on Christmas Day.
It's going to be a great double feature.
Well, in fact, yeah, definitely. There's my wife loved the first Wonder Woman movie. And when we found out that Wonder Woman 1984 was coming, my oldest son was like, oh, Mom's going to love that. I'm like, yeah, we're going to watch it on Christmas Day. And I've been, over the last couple of years, been saving some money and then losing some money and then saving some money to buy a big replacement for our projector and get just a regular television screen. So I went ahead and bought the big 85-inch TV screen so that we can watch that in the home theater on December 25th.
Nice.
Now, if people are like 85-inch, well, my home theater screen right now is 95, but 95 inch TVs either don't exist or about $10,000.
Right.
Yeah.
But, there are some good sales for people that are looking to get a bigger screen. Walmart right now has 75-inch TVs from a bunch of different manufacturers at $850 and below.
Yeah, and they're not bad. Some of them, like there's a Wirecutter article I just read yesterday looking for best values and best performers and all that on TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot the brand. I'll have to look it up. But there's a TCL, I think, is the brand. Anyway, they were saying like there's no way this thing should be sub 900, yet it's like $800 and something, and it's like 75 inches. Really top end. You're not talking OLED, but you're talking, 240
Still
hertz,
4K,
all that stuff, like UHD, like all the features and bells and whistles you want for under $1,000 is just insane. So you're right. Like Costco, Sam's Club, all these places have incredible prices right now.
Now look, you can have these TVs delivered to your home. There's no reason for anybody to go out on Black Friday and try to do a Black Friday sale. You can get that stuff delivered to your home. So don't go to Black Friday sales.
God, no. There won't be. There'll be zero social distancing, and there probably will be very, very little mask use.
Well, the weird thing was, I thought that Walmart and other places had canceled their Black Friday sales. Like back in July, said, we're not going to do Black Friday in-store events. And now they're saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do them. It's like,
yeah, I think what they, and I might be wrong on this, but I think they were saying, yeah, we're just not going to open on Thanksgiving. We'll open on Friday, but not on Thanksgiving.
I think.
Yeah,
because Tristan's known for a while. He's going to have to work the day after.
Oh, geez. My whole thing is, I did the math. There is precisely negative 13 chance that I'll go anywhere on Black Friday. So so everyone else, you can do your own math, but that's how the numbers fell out for me. Negative.
So if you're looking for some movies for Thanksgiving, if you're wanting to not wait until December 25th to get your movies, there is a new movie that's out, and I think it's on all services. It's called Mortal. It's already out now, but it's about an American who goes to a Scandinavian country, I forget which one, and suddenly he starts developing electric powers in this small town. So there's a little superhero vibe on that for people to check out.
I heard that was supposed to be cool. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I've seen the trailer. I haven't dropped the money for that, but that is something that went direct to VOD. New Mutants finally arrived November 17th this past week. I think, Brian, you saw it in the theater.
I saw it in the theater with like 6 other people in the whole theater, and I feel like it is some of the best casting that Fox has ever done with any mutant property.
Really?
Yes. It's some good casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie.
It's not a bad movie. I'll say it's better than Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, and
yes, I would agree with you there.
Yeah, any of the most recent, probably everything since First Class.
Do we still have any idea why we think it took so freaking long to happen, like to get out?
Well, they had to do a lot of tweaking to make it make sense, and then go back into a lot of reshoots.
Okay, it just seems like it turned out okay enough that it makes me wonder what was really so wrong with it. But maybe that's what they fixed, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Movies are hard.
I know this. Didn't you guys just do a Mel Gibson movie on FilmSack this week?
We did.
Yeah, it was Maximum Madness or something.
Man of the Maximum Man, I think.
Oh. Yeah. Mad Mel.
The Maximum Man in Melbourne. That's it.
Well, now you can see Mel Gibson again this holiday season in the movie Fat Man.
I've heard good things about this, by the way.
Where he plays Kris Kringle, who is being stalked by a girl or a person who gave him a lump of coal to when they were younger, and now it's revenge time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And what's his name? Boyd Crowder. What's his name?
Yeah. Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins is the hitman that's supposed to go try to take out. I've heard like legit good things about this. Like,
okay, all right. Now I'm much more interested.
Yeah, this is also released by Saban Films, which are the people that used to release the Power Rangers stuff.
Oh well, then now Brian's totally in. He's totally in now.
So that comes out on November 24th.
Yeah.
And then if you're still all dead set and you didn't hear us talking about don't go to Black Friday sales. And if you're still dead set on going to a theater, if there's a theater near you, on November 25th, The Croods: A New Age arrives in theaters. And this is where the other big story comes into place, because that's released by Universal Pictures. Yeah. And you may remember when Universal released Trolls 2 World Tour, how AMC just went ballistic and said, we will never run another Universal movie in our theaters ever again.
Yeah, right, yes.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, Universal has reached a deal with AMC, Regal, and I believe Cinemark that, and again, this is in the situation that the movie theaters are in, they've negotiated that from now on, even when theaters reopen, Universal will be able to release their movies 17 days after it opens in theaters, direct to VOD, which changes that window from, I think it was 90 days to 30 days after theaters.
Yeah.
This is 17 days
17?
after the opening day, unless, you got to put a little asterisk here, unless the movie makes $50 million the first weekend, which means that the release will then be pushed back to 30 days after release, which gives movie theaters 5 weekends to make money off of that stuff.
Okay. Interesting.
Now it's going to kill the $1 theaters for people that rely on $1 theaters for Universal Pictures stuff.
Yeah. And when did they?
But
I haven't been to a $1 theater in so long. I assume those still exist. They're still around, right? That's a thing.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So that's coming up.
Interesting. So you won't get your superhero, you won't get your big MCU properties or anything like that. But
well, that's Universal, and if they've got a big superhero thing,
that's true,
they've got the Fast and the Furious, they've got the monster movies, they've got, what else does Universal have? Oh, Jurassic Park.
But your potential Oscar movies, those usually don't make that much money in the first weekend. So it might be like, all right, these are good ones to maybe to see at home. That's cool. I really like that idea.
Yeah.
So I'm getting conflicting dates on when this will actually drop on your VOD. It will either be December 12th, which would be 17 days after November 25th, or it's going to drop on December 25th, also on Christmas Day with the other movies that we've already mentioned.
Okay. How about this freaky movie? This is one I'm interested in.
This one looks a lot of fun. Now, everyone loves the big slasher movies, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about a slasher movie mixed with a little bit of Freaky Friday mixed with Vince Vaughn? So Vince Vaughn is a serial killer who, through something, I think it's a cursed knife, switches bodies with a young high school girl.
Sweet.
And the high school girl is now in the body of the serial killer. So if you're looking for this comes out on November 30th.
I wouldn't trust Vince Vaughn. I would not trust Vince Vaughn inside the body of a teenage girl. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
I just don't trust it.
Just the phrasing of that. Vince Vaughn inside the body of a teenage girl. I can't wait to watch that for Film Sack in about 6 months.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie.
You don't even have to wait 6 months. You could do it like on November 30th.
I'm just saying we'll wait. We'll watch it on for Film Sack.
The buzz on this is pretty strong though. People like it.
Yeah, it got a lot of praise.
Yeah. We'll see if they do it right. Maybe it'll be good.
Yep.
What
finally, two more. So News of the World will debut in theaters on December 25th. If you want to go to a theater and see it.
Okay.
But if you're someone who doesn't live in the United States, Netflix bought the international rights and they're releasing it on December 25th.
Oh, wow.
Wait, Tenet? No,
News of the World.
Oh, News of the World. Sorry, News of the World's happening on the 25th. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Netflix has also got a card in the game on Christmas Day. That's interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, again, you need to either have your VPN service cranked up and tuned to a country that has Netflix, so you can watch this if you want to watch it internationally, or you can go to the movie theater on December 25th.
Very interested
the final
in
one,
this. Can't wait.
It looks really good.
Paul Greengrass, one of my favorite directors, and he doesn't do enough work, so whenever he does, I get super excited about it, and it's a damn Western, and Tom Hanks is old and grizzled in it, and I'm ready. Just bring it to me now. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Finally, Tenet did have a theatrical release. It did have a worldwide release. It only made $353 million worldwide against a $205 million budget, which means that the movie has still lost money at this point.
Yeah.
Because one way to estimate budgets is to take whatever the published budget is or the estimated budget is and double it because of all the advertising that needs to go in. So that would put it at about $410 million. It's made $353 million. Christopher Nolan says he's happy with that. I'm not sure Warner Brothers is super excited about that.
Did you hear
but that's going to drop
Did you hear
on
what he
December
said
15th.
about Batman? Did you catch that quote that he put out there? He said, one of the problems with my run or any run of Batman is nobody's really spent any time talking about Batman's origin story. Are you
He had to
kidding
have been
me?
joking. He has to have been
That's
joking.
what I thought, but everybody says he said it like seriously and didn't show any sign of like sardonic anything. Which, by the way, in 2020, everyone's either lying or isn't. But in his case, like, if he really means that, he's an insane person. If he's joking, it's pretty funny. So either way, you win, I guess. Nice job.
We had a movie that won an Oscar that wasn't even didn't even have the word Batman in the title, that had Batman's origins in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It did. That has to be. It's the Wilhelm scream of Batman movies. You're going to show it every time.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Got to see those pearls hitting the pavement. And
Yes.
Oh, it's always with the pearls.
December 15th is when Tenet arrives. So that's just a couple of weeks away. So that's before everything else. Now, keep in mind, all of these that I've mentioned released theatrically, even though it's maybe not a wide release because so many theaters are closed down. Wonder Woman, News of the World. I think Fat Man did have a limited release already. The Croods. These all now are Oscar contenders in a year where there are so few Oscar contender movies.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of why they're doing the theatrical release as well, is just so that they can have some great competition in a very competition-free year for movies.
So we may be looking at Oscar award-winning Wonder Woman 1984, Oscar award-winning The Croods: A New Age.
Wow, the Croods finally get their thing. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could get the best animated film. Although Soul gets. Did you say Soul's also getting
it's
theater?
Not getting a theatrical.
It's
They're
not
skipping
getting
it completely.
Theater. There you go. Wow, that takes a major monolith out of the way.
Yep, for sure. And I mean, the pre-buzz on that is nothing but praise. So I'm really excited to see it. One final thing here. So everyone right now is basking in the weekly glow that is The Mandalorian and enjoying it.
And Scott, you guys need to watch the newest episode. It is so good. We watched it 3 times already.
I'm watching it today. I'm stoked. I'm very stoked, actually, to see this
If you like macaroons, I would have some handy.
Oh. Interesting. Don't know where,
interesting, yes.
Don't know where that
But don't eat too many of them.
No.
No.
Well, all right. I'll remember that while I'm watching it. But this does have an end. When do we get the final? When's the season end?
Sad face. The holidays are not going to be so great for all of your streaming services stuff, because Mandalorian, the final episode of season 2, drops on December 18th.
Oh, man.
Only 6 episodes in this season. Which I think, there was more than that last season, right?
Why are there only 6 total episodes?
I want to say because of a coronavirus, perhaps.
We should have rioting in the streets. This is not enough. We need more
and
than
if
6.
If you did see the last one with Katie Sackhoff, I don't know if you've seen that one yet. I'm not going to tell you who she plays or anything like that, but I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions. But if you saw the episode with Katie Sackhoff, she drops a major name of a character that Mando needs to go and see. My guess is that's your final episode where she steps out of the shadows and says, "It is me." And then season 3 will have her in it, more than just a brief cameo. That's my guess. Now, I don't know for sure.
Okay.
No, but I think that's a good prediction, yes. Because it feels like there is a path that they're going down. They're making some stops along that path, but I think that is the path that they're heading towards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was there an appearance in this latest one from the Chicken King, El Pollo Loco? What's his name?
In the most recent episode, yes.
Do you want a spoiler? Okay, yes. If Steven's going to say it, yeah.
It just took a long time for him to show up in the season, and I'm just excited to see him.
Also, Kim's Convenience gets another big
he does.
appearance.
Oh, yeah. I have good news on that front, although I think I'm not allowed to say anything yet.
And also, Saturday Night Live alumni make an appearance.
I might have let's just say in December, I might have a really cool interview lined up. Let's just say that. I won't spoil what it is. It may be related to what you were just saying. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for all that stuff. Boy, that's a lot. That's a lot of content coming for people who are going to be kind of trapped.
Again, let me just tell the story real quick. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
For as long as I've known my wife, which is 17 years, we've been married for 15 years. Ever since I've known my wife, every Thanksgiving, we go and spend Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with her parents. Okay? This was the hardest year for that conversation with her and her mom, where they both had to say, we're not doing Thanksgiving together this year because we know that if we come in and see you, there's a good chance that you will get coronavirus, and we don't want you to die. So my wife is crying, my mother-in-law is crying, but we know that we have to make this sacrifice so that we can spend Christmas with loved ones so that we can spend next Thanksgiving with loved ones. And so I'm asking people, if you want to have a Merry Christmas, if you want to have a happy holiday, it is in your best interest not to travel for Thanksgiving. That's my own personal opinion, not Morning Stream endorsed, but that is my opinion. And I'm just asking people to please don't go travel.
Well, I concur. And I would also say, save it up, because next year, hopefully we've got vaccines all kicked in. Everybody's doing, it's just a whole different world. When that happens, have double a Thanksgiving. Go nuts.
Right.
Lose your mind.
2
Have the biggest party
turkeys.
ever. Exactly. Just go crazy.
Pumpkin pies. Yeah,
So-
exactly.
so do
if
that.
If you bypass doing anything that might endanger your loved ones' lives this year, you'll have a better chance of having a really good time with them next year.
Damn straight. So, and you'd really like to be with them next year and not have some freakish thing, because it happens to people.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want Thanksgiving to be a bad memory going forward where, this is the one where we gave grandma or we gave mom or we gave dad. the
Shoot,
coronavirus
Dad
and
died
they
this year. Wasn't that unfortunate? Yeah, but we really wanted to have that freaking casserole together. Like, come on.
Yeah, green bean casserole is not worth that.
No, it never is.
Never,
it's not even
never
worth it
is,
in
like-
non-COVID years. It's never worth it. All right. There you have it. It's Steven Schleicher. Of course, you can find his fine work and coverage and content over there at majorspoilers.com. That includes a ton of podcasts and stuff. Steven, anything on tap right now people should be checking out?
I am currently scheduling the trade paperbacks that we are going to review next year on the Major Spoilers podcast. I'm about halfway done. And let's just say Star Trek has had many, many crossovers with a lot of other properties. And we'll be visiting most of those in 2021.
Oh, nice.
So if you're a Star Trek fan, definitely start listening to the Major Spoilers podcast.
I am a Star Trek fan. I will listen to that show. Steven Schleicher, everybody. Major Spoilers on Twitter. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I have one thing to play before the show ends.
Okay. All right. Oh,
It is a mashup.
so-
It's a Monday
it's gotta
morning
be.
mashup.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be. This one's called Jawsy Shark. Okay?
Okay.
I don't have any context, so we're just going to find out for
No.
ourselves while everyone else does. Enjoy.
Despicado.
Well,
I think
anyway.
it's the title, but it's not dough.
I mean, a lot of the stuff when I was younger, I was doing to myself, and it wasn't really a trend, so I can't count that.
Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. Pikachu, Pikachu. I am Groot. Pikachu, Pikachu.
Worst debate ever, and that says something.
Yeah.
It took 4 years for Baby Shark to ascend to the top of YouTube's most played chart, Baby Shark. The plague has come. Let us soothe ourselves by singing a round of Baby Shark. What do you say?
Bard, do regale us with another version of Baby Shark, please.
Come in here, please.
Come hither, Bard.
My kingdom needs a salve of sorts, and perhaps your playing of Baby Shark will do it. It's a wasted drink. I bring it home. We drink it. The drink reportedly smelled like alcohol.
I was going to drive to liquor store, but landfill was closer.
Nobody
Too
claims
much
it.
hassle.
I think it's too much hassle to go all the way in town to get to. Jeez.
Wow.
Don't be drinking your dump drinks. Don't do it. The home was put on the market by Judy and Corcoran. I don't know the Corcoran.
It was put on the market in July.
Oh, why did I say Judy? Shit.
Philip, what is this dried disc on my hand, Philip? Philip,
It's like a light blue raisin stuck to my finger.
Philip, would you remove it for me, Philip? Philip?
Is this a tiny condom?
What is...
Is this a prophylactic?
Philip, I don't want any more of your advances. I've told you this, Philip.
It's 1998's huge hit, Guy Steals a Thing.
You nailed it. That's it. Guy steals a thing. No.
Oh, hot alien lesbians, awesome.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the German Kleiner Heil, which is Little Shark.
Bigger boat, doot 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 doot. Bigger boat, doot 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 doot.
We'll need a bigger boat. Doot 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 doot. Doot doot doot.
Quinn's drunk again, doot 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 doot. Quinn's drunk again, doot 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 doot. Tell us about the boat, doot 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 doot. He was on by the electrical cord, doot 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 doot. Electrical cord, doot 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 doot. Billy, get out of the water, doot 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 doot.
Killing me. You were killing me. That was a good one.
I forgot about all that.
That was awesome. Well done, Jamie. I don't know if he's here today, but Jamie always knocking out of the park. And if you haven't checked him out on the last 2 film sacks, and then we'll do a third one this week, he's done these compilations of the Brian prom date bit that we do.
Great. In
Great.
chronological prom date order. Not in the date that we recorded them order, but the date that the events of my prom night happened.
Yeah. pre-prom, during prom, and then after you took her home or while you were taking her home, like separated in that way, which is crazy because that's spread all over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And he figured out how to do that. I don't know. He's an insane person and completely talented and crazy. And
he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money with holes in it. What are you going to do? All right. We're going to take our leave. Thank you all for being here. Oh, I'm going to stream some WoW later when Shadowlands hits. Servers willing. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Get in that queue now, Scott.
Yeah, I may as well get in early, but it's 4 our time it hits, I think.
4 p.m. our time, I believe, is right. Yeah, and I'm going to be jumping. I'm getting all my work done beforehand so that I can do exactly the same thing.
Same. I want to be totally caught up so that I can play some Shadowlands. So that's happening today. It's a worldwide launch. So for those in the EU and stuff, that's Tuesday for them. For us, it's today, and it's all happening simultaneously, which means it could possibly be a bit of a mess. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Possibly it will be a mess. I mean, there'll be queue lines. I'll be there for your streamed queue lines, Scott.
Yeah, that'll be really entertaining. I can promise you that.
462 people in the queue ahead of you.
Sit very tightly, and then at the end when it says, sorry, lost connection, be mad and scream.
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes. A text from my wife. Let's just quickly check in here. Some went UPS. Okay, that's fine. UPS is fine. All right. Well, that's it then. We are done with the show. Big thanks to everybody who supports this show. And despite our being missing last week, we still are an incredible deal. Even if you paid $1 a month, you got like an insane amount of value for the month of November already. If you haven't already bellied up over there, go check it out. Patreon.com/TMS. Lots of extras and bonuses and things you can get. Many flavors that you can get over at patreon.com/TMS. We are at frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. If you're trying to request a song for Brian to play, if you're trying to get feedback or whatever you're trying to do, find our Twitter accounts. It's all there. themorningstream@gmail.com. All right. I think we're done. Do you have a song? Let's go.
I have a song. Let's play the song. We talked about this song a couple weeks ago when I gave my recommendal for the Colin Hay documentary, which is still fantastic and still I highly recommend. It's on Amazon Prime and it's called search for Colin Hay.
It's not Hey, I'm Brian. Yeah. Nope. That's not
Hey,
Colin.
I'm Colin Hay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kurzog wrote in and said Alec Bailey, the bassist for Leftover Crack and Choking Victim, passed away last week. Not only would this make a great tribute, but there can never be enough ska covers. Oh, and Brian, no. Ska bands don't have to have horns. You should know this after the Interrupters soundography episode.
Oh,
he's right.
Calling
I completely forgot about that. We did the Interrupters. They don't have horns. They are a ska band. This is absolutely true. All right, so this is his request for cover of Men at Work's Down Under. They call it Land Down Under, but they included it on their album Leftover Crack from 2018. Here is Leftover Crack and their song Land Down Under.
See you guys tomorrow for another morning stream. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Sometimes Andy becomes lazy and uses a foot.
Ew. I don't know what